Hello, welcome to Captain Dorja's Armory. This is Captain Dorja, and you can see right here we're in the garage with the Object 704. Before we get into the battle, I want to quickly mention a couple of things. I had intended to do some impressions videos today of a couple of things that I played that I've only played on the test server. Now, I know 8.6 is already live, so a lot of people might think there's no point in test server videos, the patch is live. But like I said in my first test server video, I don't go on the test server to necessarily test the new thing. A lot of the times I go on to just try vehicles that I've never had. So I still have a few test server impressions that I want to put up, and after I do this, after this one, I'm going to be making one of those. And but this battle today I had in my Object 704, it was just absolutely ridiculous. It's one of the best games I've ever had in World of Tanks. It was a hero effort of a lot by me, but like it just was ridiculous. Like it was so good that I just stopped playing. I was like, wow, I just need to stop playing World of Tanks today. Like, I'm done for the day. Done with tanks for today. Nothing that I can do today will surpass that battle. So we're going to jump straight into this 704 match, and we're going to see some pretty serious BL-10 action. We're going to blast some people with the horizontal arty, and it is going to rock. So let's get to it. Alright, so here we are in the 704. We're on a standard battle on mines. Now that the mines has an encounter mode, I think this map might get a little bit more interesting. But all in all, I do enjoy the mines map, and I think it's a pretty good map for the 704. Really, there's a lot of good places from cover to fire at, or fire from, and all that. See, we're in a tier 9 match. There's 4 tier 9s per team. A really weird thing here is one of the enemy tier 9s is a tier 9 artillery. I think that sort of thing is going to see some real balance changes coming into the game, because we have a tier 9 heavy, 2 tier 9 mediums, and a tier 9 tank destroyer, and the enemy team has a tier 9 heavy, 2 tier 9 mediums, and a tier 9 artillery. Now that Object 212 is a really good artillery, but it used to just fill the slot of a tier 7, and it's not really any better or worse than it used to be, and now it's taking the place of what could potentially be another tier 9 heavy. So that's, I think, pretty interesting. At the beginning of deployment, I considered coming over here somewhere to fire into the village. But then I decided that if I came down behind this rock, I might have some good shots at the hill while people were moving up onto it. And you can see here that my line of fire is actually pretty awful, so this doesn't really pan out. I move around a little bit, poke around a little bit, looking for some action here, and then I decide to myself, well, I don't think I'm going to get anything here. It looks like everybody's going up into the middle. I'll swivel over to cover this island. I spot the enemy larva. I don't think I actually spot it, but whatever. I decide to run out to this area right here in front of me. But this enemy WZ-120 could be real problematic. And you can see right there, I get incredibly lucky. His shot hits my tracks and does no damage. Now, I'm worried about their artillery. The 704 is a big arty target. It's got terrible armor, so artillery shells hit for full damage, and it's not very maneuverable, so it's easy to hit. So I try to get despotted from the 120 and just let the arty not insta-jib me. So I take the position that I have here. I'm looking for the enemy larva, hoping I can put a shot into him. But it looks like he's bunkered up behind some rocks with bushes between us and stuff. I'm not getting any lights on him. I don't have binocular telescopes on my 704 because, contrary to what I'm doing right now, a lot of the time I'm not actually sitting still with it. I find that to play this tank destroyer effectively, you have to move around a lot. So I've got coated optics on it. I don't have quite the same view range bonus, but I have it all the time. So I move over because I know the... Wow, that was awesome. Yeah, I just ammo wrecked that WZ-120. That was pretty sweet. I knew he was over there, and I knew he was probably still going to be moving up. And I was the only person with a line of fire on him. So I moved over to get shots on him, and you can see right there that I was lucky and I ammo racked him. With average damage rolls, it would have taken me 3 hits to kill that guy, but apparently the ammo rack on that thing is vulnerable. So one good shot into him and he's dead. Now at this point I noticed that the hill is gone and we're about to lose the middle. We've got a Panther 2 and a T-69 defending. And they've got several enemies coming down that middle. So I decided to relocate to help out the defense. And I thought about taking up my initial position right here, but I opted not to for a couple of reasons. First of all, I know the lines of fire there are pretty bad. Second of all, that enemy larva might get bold and come up and start shooting me in the butt. I don't want that. So I take the risk right here of crossing the open ground, and even though this rock right here doesn't provide very good artillery cover, it provides artillery cover, it provides hard cover, it's got a little bit of bush around it, and it's got good lines of fire. So I'm going to use this rock to try and stop the middle. Now you can see our team is doing all right. We're down 7-8. Our artillery is doing some really good work here. We got 4 kills by our arty. At this point, I've seen that I don't have any shots on anyone on the hill, and I'm thinking that the larva is probably advancing, so I want to try and get into a position to shoot him while he advances. And basically what I'm going to try and do is, as each individual enemy gets brave, I'm going to give them a BL-10 shot, and that's a pretty effective deterrent to make them go bunker back up in their little hidey holes. So I was unable to get a visual on the larva, and he spotted me, so I pulled back. And the reason why I didn't get a detection on him is because he was already farther advanced than I thought. So I'm lining up a shot on him. I noticed this IS-3. Things are looking bad. We are down 7-9. We got a Jagdtiger 88, a KV-5, and me. And the enemy is really pushing. That E-75 gives me a great flank shot, and he's only got about 600 health. So I take the shot, kill him. He's mad, raging in chat, stupid coward object. Well, you know what, buddy? Suck my dick. Alright, I'm lined up to shoot the IS-3. I see the T-34-2 cliff dive. He manages to do like 300 damage to himself or something, and I polish him off. Now at this point, the larva is my main problem. I can take cover from the IS-3, but I can't take cover from the larva, so I need to engage the larva and kill him. And once I've killed him and my rear is secured, I can engage the IS-3. So I'm engaging the larva, trying to just move back and forth a little bit because I'm not in artillery cover here. I just want to, ruin their aims a little bit, increase the chance of the larva bouncing, and I reload and I kill him. Now you can see the larva penetrated me. I've taken 340 damage. Armor on the 704, unless they hit the gun mantlet, pretty bad. So now the IS-3's moved up. I'm really lucky there. His shot bounces. You can see that he fired at an extreme angle, and I was able to get an auto bounce. So this is where things get interesting. I'm the last combat vehicle on our team. We have 2 artillery, and we have me. So what I do, and I've learned from painful experience as the last tank alive in the 704, that when you get into this sort of a situation, you need to be moving. The object is not the most mobile beast out there, but the BL-10 is only effective at medium to close range. So you need to move, you need to get into gun range. And I'm not going to stand off with that IS-3 and just be in a place where the artillery can pre-aim on me and all that sort of thing. So I move in, I get close to the IS-3, our artillery splashes him down to where I can one-shot him, and I do so. So I spot the enemy T-28, he's moving on me, but T-28's incredibly slow, he's a great arty target. So I'm going to let the artillery hammer away at the T-28, and I'm going to, again, reposition and come at him from an unexpected direction. Now the 704, as you can see here, not very maneuverable, but it can outmaneuver a T-28 any day of the week and twice on Sunday. So I'm going to outmaneuver this guy. So what I do is, once we're despotted, I drive up here, come around, and I'm going to drop down on him. I'm either going to drop down on him and fire, or I'm going to fire down on him and then drop down. Now this is advantageous for a couple of reasons. First of all, I don't have to worry about his thick front armor. Second of all, it gives me a quick escape route from the enemy arty. So, kill the T-28, secure Top Gun, and make my escape. The enemy arty is going to have a really hard time firing at me from here, and I'll despot pretty quick. So, I'm despotted. There's the arty firing at me, probably expecting me to go around that corner and attack the arty. But that's not what I'm going to do. I don't want to be predictable because that arty could easily insta-jib me on TD defense. So, I'm going to again be unpredictable. And also, at this point in my mind, I'm thinking the GW Panther is a very mobile artillery piece. Very fast, very mobile, very good in tank destroyer mode. I'm thinking the GW Panther might try to run through the village into our base, TD our arty, and cap. That's a very real possibility. GW Panthers, Hummels, French artillery, the AMX F-13s, and the whatever the heck they're called, Lorraine 50 155s, they can pull off that sort of thing. And so I'm worried about that. So my plan here is I'm going to drive up onto the hill for a couple of reasons. First one is this map is not very large. And on the hill, I have good visibility to every part of the map at the same time. So I can spot the GW Panther as he tries to move around. Because I'm really thinking this GW Panther is probably going to be trying to make some sort of backdoor sneak attack. And I'm thinking, since I was last spotted, since last combat basically occurred here, they'll all be expecting me to go this way. That means a backdoor GW Panther will go this way. So I come this way looking for him. I take a peek there, doing a quick spot, don't detect anything, so I decide to drop down. If the GW Panther's not up here, I've got some maneuver options from this part of the map that I think I can exploit. Now, I almost drove through that fence, and then I decided it was a bad idea. The only enemies left are artillery. They're probably looking around in arty mode. If this GW Panther is making a backdoor run, the 212 will be in arty mode looking where the GW Panther is. And look, there he is, right where I expected. I fire a shot at him. I had to fire right there. If it had hit, it would have been heroic, but it missed. Luckily for me, the GW Panther misses me as well. So I pull in close to this building to give me cover from the Object 212, and it allows me to back up and keep the GW Panther in front of me, because the Object 704 is actually less maneuverable than the GW Panther, and the GW Panther has a better gun traverse, and the GW Panther has a faster reload. So, honestly, TD battle between us, the only thing I have going for me is health. Right, so this was bad. I get hit by the 212. I lost both my tracks, my gunner, and my driver. I repair my tracks, medkit my driver, or medkit my gunner, because I want to be able to get moving again. That's why I take the track repair over the gun repair. I want to be mobile as soon as possible, and I don't repair the gun because I'm going to get to any combat I do is going to be at point blank range anyway, where accuracy doesn't matter. So I repair the tracks instead of the gun. Now, by the same token, I medkit the gunner because A, he was my only dead crew member, and B, saying that you're going to have a broken gun and go to close range is one thing. Saying you're going to have a broken gun and a broken gunner and go to close range, that is something totally different. I bet at 50 meters with a broken gun and dead gunner, I could miss that Object 212 more times than I could hit him. And missing is not a luxury that I can afford right now. So I've spotted the 212. This is risky. I'm not going to bum rush straight at him because that's the easiest kind of TD shot. And I am definitely not going to stop and fire because that is an even easier TD shot. So I maneuver behind that rock to just give me some partial cover. And then I come in here. I'm going to make him traverse. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep him spotted. I'm thinking in my head right now, this would be a great Radley Walters medal. I would love a Radley Walters right here. And honestly, I think I deserve a Radley Walters right here. But at the same time, I would rather get a win than go for the Radley Walters and donk the game and lose. So, even though I've got this broken gun, I'm pulling distance right now. And the reason why I'm backing off this rock is because I think that 212 is going to try and shift around. There he is, he's shifting around. And from farther away, I don't have to shift around as much to be able to get shots on him. Now at this point, he's basically dead. In the event that he survives the M12 shot, I want to come behind him and kill him. But as you can see, that's not necessary. The M12 finishes him off. So there you go. Game 1, big carry in the 704. One of the best games I've ever had in this thing. Now, time for some post-battle results. There you go. You can see I got my Mastery Badge Ace Tanker on this thing. I've played a lot of games in the 704. I've got it fully upgraded, and I've saved almost... I think I've got about... Well, I've saved up 185,000 experience towards the Object 268, but I've also converted quite a bit of experience that I've used on the 704 for unlocking other things. So that 185,000 should honestly probably be more like 225,000. So, I mean, I've played a lot of games in this thing. I've had some stunning victories in it, and I only now just got the Mastery Badge Ace Tanker. In addition to that, managed to secure a Top Gun and a Sniper. Again, I would have really liked the Radley Walters medal. That would have just been the icing on the cake. But the victory was the cake. Without the victory, there was no Radley Walters. Without the cake, there can be no icing. So I made sure I got the cake, and if I got the icing, that's just a bonus. In this case, no Radley Walters, no cake icing, but I did get to eat the delicious cake. So I'll take that as a win. 58,863 credits, that's pretty good. 3,800 experience, that's pretty good. You can see that was my double. I got to make a profit of 27 grand, which for the 704, that's a pretty decent profit. This thing, if you have a bad game in it, it's pretty easy to lose money because BL10 shells are so expensive and the repair bill is quite high. So, yeah, it's nice to run a profit. Right, now, you can see I came out top on my team in damage, top in the match in damage. I did double the damage of anybody else. This guy, not quite double him, but double everybody else and double everybody else. So you can see that on our team, I had a monster game. These two Arties had good games. And this guy played alright. And everybody else did either okay to bad. On their team, this guy, he had a good game. E75, he called me a coward. He had a good game. The Lerva did a surprising amount of damage, but I honestly wouldn't say that he had a good game because I don't think he really influenced the outcome very much. And these three had decent games. This guy had a decent game, decent. Everybody else, bad. So I'm liking that Tank Destroyer experience modifier removed. It's nice to get basically double the unmodified XP of the next highest person in the match. You can see here, 10 shots fired, 9 hits, 9 penetrations. The only shot I missed was the snapshot on the move at the GW Panther. That was one of those things where I felt that I had to take the shot, even though it probably was going to miss, because I didn't think in that position it was a very good idea to stop and to aim. And also, the Object 704's maneuverability is so bad, I was actually worried that the GW Panther would be able to get behind me and actually destroy me in a tank destroyer engagement. So instead of stopping and firing, I opted to move and shoot and then get by that building where I had already cover and where my own flank was secure and force the GW Panther to sit under friendly arty cover. So it worked out nice. 5,000 damage done. I received 5 hits. Only 1 shot bounced. I got splashed once. 4,200 potential damage received in a 704 is pretty lucky. Most of that is because I took quite a bit of arty damage, but it seemed to mitigate a lot of it. I know the 212 only hit me for about 300. That was pretty rare. The GW Panther direct hit me for only about 160, so he must have hit like right on my gun mallet or something. In fact, he probably did. I had a broken gun. You can see that I traveled almost 3.5 kilometers. That's a lot of shifting around, and it really paid off for me. I was able to come around at enemies where they didn't expect it, get into good positions to take people by surprise, and I really think the counter on the GW Panther was a pretty good call on my part, so I'll take that. Yeah, pretty good match altogether. Very fun Object 704 battle. One of the best matches I've had in a while in that thing. One of the best matches I've had in a while in World of Tanks. I've been getting a little frustrated with this game lately, so a match like that where you just come out and just absolutely curb stomp is just great. Plus, one thing that really just made it so much better was this. Insta-jibbing with an ammo rack, full health to 0. So rare, so fun. That's all for now. Hope you enjoyed that 704 video. I certainly enjoyed that 704 battle. Until next time, Captain Dorja here. Just remember, you can never have enough big guns.